Mirror magic, talk to me. Tell me who I'm meant to be. Glow so bright, the world can see this. Power rising naturally. Mirror magic, say my name. Every day I'm not the same. Level up, ignite the flame. Manifest it, claim the game. I see strength inside my eyes. Every truth I recognize. Every flaw became a crown. Every lesson turned me around. I'm the vision and the spark. I'm the light inside the dark. Everything I dream, I speak. Watch it show up in a week. Say it proud, no fear at all. Watch your blessings start to call. Every word shapes destiny. Mirror magic, talk to me. Mirror magic, talk to me. Tell me who I'm meant to be. Glow so bright, the world can see this. Power rising naturally. Mirror magic, say my name. Every day I'm not the same. Level up, ignite the flame. Manifest it. Soft and tone, but built to rise. You can see it in my stride. I'm becoming day by day. Everything falls into place. I speak love, I speak peace. Every limit finds release. I speak wealth, I speak grace. Every blessing knows my face. I am beauty, I am fire. Everything I want grows higher. I am chosen, I am free. Watch abundance come to me. I am magic, I am sure. Every blessing feels so pure. I am certain, I believe. What I speak, I will receive. Say I glow, say I grow. Every day I run the show. Say I'm power, say I'm true. Everything lies on you. Say I rise, say I'm free. Who I am was meant to be. Say my name, watch me shine. Mirror magic every time. Mirror magic, talk to me. Tell me who I'm meant to be. Glow so bright, the world can see this. Power rising naturally. Mirror magic, say my name. Every day I'm not the same. Level up, ignite the flame. Manifest it, claim the game. Manifest it, claim the game. Manifest it, claim the game. What I see becomes my life. Every word transforms my life. Mirror magic, talk to me. So be. Mirror, 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 talk to me. Tell me who I really be. Mirror magic, talk to me. Tell me who I'm meant to be. Glow so bright, the world can see this power rising naturally. Mirror magic, say my name. Every day I'm not the same. Level up, ignite the flame. Manifest it, claim the game. I see strength inside my eyes. Every truth I recognize. Every flaw became a crown. Every lesson turned me around. I'm the vision and the spark. I'm the light inside the dark. Everything I dream, I speak. Watch it show up in a week. Say it proud, no fear at all. Watch your blessings start to call. Every word shapes destiny. Mirror magic, talk to me. Yeah. Mirror magic, talk to me. Yeah. Tell me who I'm meant to be. Yeah. Glow so bright, the world can see this power rising naturally. Yeah. Mirror magic, say my name. Yeah. Every day I'm not the same. Yeah. Level up, ignite the flame. Manifest it, claim the game. Soft and tone, but built to rise. You can see it in my stride. I'm becoming day by day. Everything falls into place. I speak love, I speak peace. Every limit finds release. I speak wealth, I speak grace. Every blessing knows my fate. I am beauty, I am fire. Everything I want grows higher. I am chosen, I am free. Watch abundance come to me. I am magic, I am sure. Every blessing feels so pure. I am certain, I believe. What I speak, I will receive it. Say I glow, say I grow. Every day I run this show. Say I'm proud, say I'm true. Everything aligns on cue. Say I rise, say I'm free. Who I am was meant to be. Say my name, watch me shine. Mirror magic every time. Ooh. Mirror magic, talk to me. Tell me who I'm meant to be. Glow so bright the world can see. This power rising naturally. Mirror magic, say my name. Every day I'm not the same. Level up, ignite the flame. Manifest it, claim the game. What I see becomes my life. Every word transforms my life. Mirror magic, talk to me. Every reflection is a lesson. Every trigger is direction. I rise, I choose, I level up. I forgive for me, not for them. I choose peace again and again. When my heart feels heavy, I breathe and release. Cause letting go is what sets me free. If jealousy shows, I don't run away. I ask myself, what is it trying to say? What part of me is ready to grow? What power in me is asking to show? Every thought, every mood, every shift inside creates my truth. Nothing outside has control of me. My reality answers to who I choose to be. How is it that I always rise higher? How is it that blessings come lighter? How is it that everything works for me? I live in a world where I'm free, yeah. How is it that abundance keeps flowing? How is it that my light keeps glowing? How is it that miracles follow my name? Every new day my life upgrades. Every person I meet is a mirror of me. They show the wounds, they show the peace, they show the parts I get to heal. Until my heart feels soft and real. When fear comes in, I talk with love. I choose my truth, I rise above. I ask myself gently, what do I need? What version of me am I choosing to be? Every moment is a chance to shift, a chance to grow, a chance to lift my mind, my energy, my destiny, all created from inside of me. How is it that I level up daily? How is it that ease comes to save me? How is it that life keeps blessing my steps? Everything aligns when my heart resets. How is it that I am so lucky? How is it that love chooses me? How is it that everything feels just right? I live in a world made alive. Better I, better I, better I, yeah. Better I, better I, made alive. Every question uplifts me. Every answer upgrades me. Every mirror transforms me. Eyes, eyes, eyes. I forgive protect my peace, my mind, my energy. I choose the reality that chooses me.
Immortal. Yeah. Came out the portal, immortal into a human body. I've been existing way before the earth had Anunnakis. Intergalactical battles, intergalactical travels, infinitely going through stars. The universe will unravel all of its secrets, peep it. I'm starting to leak it. Time for truth is coming, 100, it's time to seek it. Expanding my perception through the spectrum of light. I'm going in with spectrum and the shit's out of sight. We indigo children, yeah, we building frequencies through the ceiling. Penetrating through reality, a marvelous feeling. Regardless, we're healing these humans that be claiming we demonic. The resonance goes over their heads, we super cosmic. Your logic is ignorance mixed with fear in your thinking. My pineal gland is flooded, son, that shit don't be blinking. Sinking into your subconscious like a song with no words. The way I come up with these symbols of letters is absurd. Hey yo, my rhymes are like angelic beings. The shit is freeing, so pure that if you were born blind, I'll have you seeing. Breathing in a multi-dimensional light so captivating. Double helix is nonsense, so what I'm activating. Feel the power from within, seeping right through my skin. From the earth into my feet as it goes up to my chin. It got me grinning, rotation like spirals, my music spinning. I told you that I don't be playing, still I'm always winning. Fibonacci to the haters, curving right to the side. They don't understand the energy, it comes from inside. So inside is what I master, used to be a disaster. Now I'm gladly elevating to a whole new chapter. Yeah, I'm giving birth to a whole new style. I incarnated through New York, yeah, I rep Long Island. Don't get it twisted though, I'm truly repping this earth. I came to free all these humans and show you all what you're worth. Immortal. Yeah, raising your frequencies one soul at a time. As I pass this mic to my boy Spectrum, yo Spectrum, light that up, kid.
They tried to tell me I'm mortal, I told them I was immortal. They asked me what makes me different, I asked them what makes you normal. I just followed my morals and I unfollowed the formal. Hopped on a track with crews, now we straight cruising through portals. I download the Metatron, I'm reversing it till I'm dead and gone. If you think I'm dope, then you said it wrong. Not trying to flex, but I'm hella strong. Mine did things you never seen. When I say mine, you know what I mean. I'm the most when I'm in my mode, and y'all average is like the mean. I really didn't mean to go intervene. I'm the middleman, chilling in between. You should do the math, we ain't keeping score. But I just hit a 3.14. I cook it up, make it look easy as pie. I'm moving in silence and seeing the sign. I am the G. If you remove me, all you gon' see is your sins. This is a big game of sins. The simulation is breaking again. I'm taking control, creating my soul. And if the truth fits, I'm breaking it in. Breaking it. All I really know is that I'll never know. I've been here for forever, don't know when to go. I think that indicates that I'm an indigo. In that case, I'm in the go. Green light, my heart, chakra booming. Solar plexus, Lexus zooming. You assuming that I'm human. I'm just being what you doing. I've been teaching teachers frequently. It's apparent I'm a parent when it comes to raising frequencies. The way I'm living life, I haven't rest in peace recently. Immortal with my technique, but my ego dying easily. Death is teasing me by leaving me with DMT. Now it seems to me that everything I see is seeing me. Life is just an infinite circle with a twist. I used to wanna be like them, now they do not exist.
Immortal.
Peace and a whole lot of wholeness to the energy in the space this dawning. Welcome to all in the space today. I am Priestess Mut Mayat Nefer Habibullah. My hope and prayer is that we can all hear me this dawning. Yes. We are bringing in our aligning with the evolving cycles of time, knowledge, and empowerment session. It is definitely my honor to be with you on this White Solar Mirror Kin 178 session on this Friday. We're going to have our moon goddess Ambrosia bringing us our oracle reading, this plasma live in the space. And then we will have none other than our very own high priestess, Ma'at and Makaru, to bring in the focus of this plasma, which is, do you love your reflection? Oh, my. Y'all ready for this? Okay, y'all sing that song with me. You know what I'm talking about. So let's get this party started. It is a party. Why? Because as I've said, I am Priestess Moot Mayat Nefer Habibullah. I will be your hostess this plasma. Why? Because I am Kin 178. Yes, the white solar mirror. And it is my galactic return. And I'm like shaking with excitement over here because I feel all the energy coming into the space for this plasma. And I just wanted to give this one little testimony. Now, moving forward, before I read my signature, I think it was maybe 3-4 years ago when we were on the old platform, I had asked when I was when I started hosting, if I could host my galactic return. And at that time, I was told, well, it'll be a mighty long time before yours come around. And it's come around, y'all. So I pleaded and begged for the opportunity to host this dawning for us all on this white solar mirror Kin 178 plasma, because I pulse literally in order to reflect, realizing order. I seal the matrix of endlessness with the solar tone of intention, and I am guided by the power of timelessness. Ashe, Ashe, and Asheo. So we're going to have our prayer of the 7 galactic directions. I'm going to do this a little different because I am in desire to say it for us all today. So let us govern ourselves. If you want to, you can stand and face the east, the north, the west, and the south. Do the motions with this 7 galactic prayer as we go through this dawning. Ashe, Ashe, Asheo. From the east, house of light, may wisdom dawn in us, so we may see all things in clarity. From the north, house of night, may wisdom ripen in us, so we may know all from within. From the west, house of transformation, may wisdom be transformed into right action, so we may do what must be done. From the south, house of eternal sun, may right action reap the harvest, so we may enjoy the fruits of planetary being. From above, house of heaven, where the star people and ancestors gathered, may the blessings come to us now. From below, house of earth, may the heartbeat of a crystal core bless us with the harmonies to end all wars. From the center, galactic source, which is everywhere at once. May everything be known as the light of mutual love. Ayum hunapku evamaya emaho. Ayum hunapku evamaya emaho. Ayum hunapku evamaya emaho. All hail the harmonies of mind and nature. Yashe, Yashe. We give honor to all the ancestors, to all the elders, to all the leaders, the teachers, the healers, the counselors, the therapists. Ashe, Ashe. And give thanks to all those who brought us into this space. Giving thanks to Baba Wanique, to Baba Taharka, and to our very own High Priestess, I am making my Akaru. Oh man, oh no, I know I did not just trip up on that one. For her vision in bringing Mimic into existence. Ashe, Ashe, and Ashe. Oh, we are the Melanated Immortals making evolutionary changes, and our mission is to shift the global consciousness of the melanin dominant population and establish an everlasting legacy of divine frequency beings with immortal health and immortal wealth through the application and the remembrance of cosmic knowledge. Y'all get that? Y'all get that? Because that is where we are. Ashe, Ashe, and Ashe. And guess what? We have our melanin frequency vigil on Sunday, this Sunday evening. Guest speakers, presenters, you name it, going to be in the house for wave and for melanin frequency wave and active unity number 37. Where the focus is on our legacy as high frequency beings, divine beings, and the forces of nature is ignited, bringing to us from Brother Orisha Stone, also known as the Sky Serpent, and Brother Amun Netaru El. Okay, both of them are alchemists. Okay, so they're going to be bringing in some for real minerals for us all this Sunday, Sealy, June the 7th at 6 p.m. Eastern. We want all of us to be present in the space for such. I'm telling y'all, the two of them, it's going to be fire. You don't want to miss this session. You really don't. So be there. So now let's read our signature for this plasma, which is me. Now, I shared this with Dr. Viata also. And she's the only other 178 that I know about, but we are definitely in the heart wave spell, the dog wave spell, the wave spell of love and loyalty. And we show that to the cosmos, to the universe, and to you all, being that we're guided by the physical body of the dragon, led and walking with the physical body of the solar dragon, the spiritual body of the spiritual guide of the wizard, the solar wizard, the artist body of the solar star is our mental and our emotional by the overtone night. So please read the signature with me 3 times. The first time, I, the second time, you, and the third time, we. I pulse in order to reflect, realizing order. I seal the matrix of endlessness with a solar tone of intention. I am guided by the power of timelessness. You pulse in order to reflect, realizing order. You seal the matrix of endlessness with the solar tone of intention. You and you are guided by the power of timelessness. Yes. We pulse in order to reflect. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it. Realizing order. We seal the matrix of endlessness with the solar tone of intention, and we are guided by the power of timelessness. Ashe, Ashe, and Ashe. Oh, I had to magnetize that screen so that I can see it a lot bit clearer for us all. So if you putting stuff in the chat, y'all forgive me if I was overlooking it, but I know you're there, and give thanks to all of you for the galactic returns this dawning, those that came before the session. Thank you so much, and all of you who are in this session, I thank you so much as well. So we have our white dog wave spell, our wave spell, like I said before, of heart and love and loyalty to walk through. And you see, we've already made it more than halfway through. We came through Kin 170, the magnetic dog, which started this whole frequency in the first place. And we went through the Kin 171, the Lunar Monkey, Kin 172, the Electric Human. We went through Kin 173, which is 172 is Shaid, y'all. 171, I know a Kenya Cummings and Rob, Rob Kin 171, who's the person who I produced the announcement song with. And then Kin 173, Chester had his Galactic your return. I don't know a Kin 174, the Overtone Wizard. We got Kin 175, the blue resonant rhythmic eagle. Then we have the warrior, Kin 176, the resonant warrior, the Kin 177 yesterday, galactic Earth. Today is me, Kin 178, the solar mirror. In the dawning, we're going to have the storm, Kin 179, bringing us through some world-changing experiences as the planetary tone. 192, no, 182, I'm sorry. The spectral, wait, what number am I on? Let me magnetize this a little bit more so I can see these numbers. 179 is the planetary, 180 is the spectral sun, y'all. So we're gonna be enlightening up some stuff on that spectral tone. And then, and the 180, that is Moon Goddess's mom. Okay, I know that much. And then on the crystal tone, Kin 181, y'all know what I'm about to say. Y'all know what I'm about to say. That's going to be Moon Goddess Ambrosia's Galactic Return, the Crystal Dragon. And then Kin 182, bringing in, I hope I got that right, about your mom being 180 and not 182, right? Because I think I got it saved in my phone as 180. And then the cosmic wind coming through to close us out this whole wave spell, y'all. And it's definitely an exciting wave spell because I'm feeling all the love bringing us through. But just keep in mind, y'all, these tones mean so much to the energy that we put out each and every single plasma. So make sure you're watching the plasmas go plasma by plasma. Okay, if you're new to the space, when I say plasma, I'm meaning that DAY word. Okay, because we don't use that because we're not walking around in a DAYS, right, or DAZE. We are living whole beings doing what we do right here in this time, in this space, and making it all that it is for each and every one of us. So we have also our Tzolk'in calendar that we follow. It's a 260-day calendar that literally incarnates our wholeness, makes us whole. And we journey through all 20 archetypes from the dragon all the way down to the sun. Okay, and I just named about 13 of the 20 to you when we went over the wave spell. So each one of these archetypes also journey through all those 13 tones that I just shared with y'all on the previous slide with the wave spell. So that's why I made that emphasis on the fact that the 13 tones are like instrumental in how you face, how you journey, how you walk, how you breathe, okay, in each and every single plasma of this 260-day galactic cycle. And we also have within this cycle our portal kin, where on these portal kin, which is the green double helix, cross DNA symbol that you see there in the center, within those plasmas of this cycle, we call it basically the time when you really want to set some intentions and those portals open up so that we can definitely walk through with all our power or more of our power, because we all have power, just some of us may not know. and some of us may not know how to use that. But High Priestess and Moon Goddess are going to be going in a lot more deeper on these aspects, as we go through the session today. So my hope and prayer, yes, she read them. That's that TAF. That's that TAF, y'all. Because I was literally about to say, make sure you get your pen and paper out. So give thanks to you. That's that one, that crystal. That's that crystal dragon. She doing the thing. Much gratitude. So take heed, y'all. Write your notes down. Walk through this with us each and every time we are in live session. So now let's dive a little deeper. What we have here, and mind you, cosmology is on level on top of level on top of level on top of level. And then when you get to the next level, just know there's another level to walk through in order for you to be able to enhance your journey through life, your journey through the cosmos. And so we're here, we have 4 separate heptads, right? The first heptad is that red heptad, and we say heptad instead of weak, right? Because there's nothing weak about making it through 7 plasmas, Ashe. And during this red heptad, we are, as I stated, initiating view, okay? And so with that first one, we want to make sure that you are aware, okay, that you are initiating your knowledge, initiating your view on how you're going to go through the next 28 plasmas, all right? This is where everything begins. You set the tone, you write the plan, you make it plain, and you make it happen. This is where our vision is born, all right? Then on that second heptad, we have the white, right? The white always indicates that we're refining, we are in deep meditation, we are taking things to a level of humility, or a surrendering, a calm state of flowing through, where we're listening to our intentions, where we're listening to the plan that's about to come into fruition. I say, that part right there. Then the next heptad is the blue, meaning about to make some things happen, put some actions in, respecting the conduct and the mindset that comes through with it in order for us to transform, right? So here we have to maintain a level of patience, yet at the same time, a high energy or frequency level in order to not get, what shall we say? I don't even want to say the word not. For us to be able to catalyze or burst through any flames or obstacles that might come our way, because we're in transformation. So in order to make it through that transformation stage, we got to be ready. So let's follow the steps as we go through this. Ashe. And then week 4 is the yellow heptad, which is where all the works that we've done prior to that, week 1, 2, and 3, we now about to bring it all to fruition, ripening the harvest, bringing forth all the fruits of our labor, and so on and so forth, as now the energy has matured and has become nothing but wisdom and manifestation, right? So that's definitely an exciting space to be in. Another point is that we are here, we have these 7 plasmas, which are Dali, you see that at the top, Sealy, Gamma, Kali, Alpha, Limi, Celio, and each one of them represents a crown, or not a crown, but a chakra within our corpus callosum, which is in our brain, okay? So every single plasma, there's an action that we are or force that we are putting forth, to activate all the different things that we're doing each and every single plasma of that moon. We're in the crystal moon, okay, here now. And we got the crystal dragon bringing us the oracle reading for this plasma. In this crystal moon, the question is, let me magnify my screen again. The question is, how can I dedicate myself to all that lives? We've got now 21 more plasmas to live out and create or bring to fruition, to initiate, to meditate on this one question. 21 more plasmas. And so I encourage us all to do that, as the rabbit brings about multiple births, right? At one time when they're in mating season. And I think rabbits are always in mating season, right? Um, but following through, like on Dali, using your crown chakra to target in on any and everything that's going on in your life, planning ahead. On that Seelie plasma, you want to make sure you dive into the root, your root, which is your luminic force, bringing you the flow and how to get through all the different conscious levels that you may be walking into in that ultimate sphere. Okay, then on the gamma, you want to focus in your third eye, your all-seeing eye, which is another luminic thermic force of how we pacify, or how we nurture, how we just coax with whatever it is that we're seeing on that gamma. And then on Kali, which is in this Gregorian calendar plasma solar cycle, on the Tuesday, Kali is our sacral chakra, which is our way of catalyzing through. It's like that boost of energy on that. And some people say, well, Wednesdays are sometimes like the hump day. But on this plasma, Kali, we're getting into that, making the transformations happen. Then we have Alpha, which is our throat chakra. And on this plasma, we're all about releasing. We're all about, letting go of the things that don't serve us, because it is a double extended electron that is being used on the alpha plasma. Then we have our Limi, which is next, which comes on Thursdays, which really caters more to our mental electrons and the solar plexus of our wholeness, to purify all those things that we've worked ourselves through, Ashe, throughout the whole heptad. And then Celio, which is where we are today, our heart chakra, to discharge every single neutron that has tried to come in and, shake some stuff up. That's why we're here. We come here every Friday to shake stuff up. Shake it up in our hearts, shake it up in our minds, shake it up in our souls, so we can evolve together. Ashe. Oh, it's such a beautiful thing, y'all. So hopefully that gave you a lot of good root bearing 411 to grab your galactic calendars. If you don't know where to find one for yourself, visit logtime.org. You can download the PDF. I know it's free. There's a galactic calendar there for you, so you can basically shadow yourself. Okay, explore yourself. But I say this: go to the Meta Shop and on melanatedimmortals.com and grab your galactic calendar, our journal. We have a journal, a 260 span journal. When I tell you, that right there is true key to you being able to keep up with every single plasma that you journey through, to see just how you evolve coming into the space. So definitely make that happen. So now we come down to our creed of the plasma. Hopefully, all that was shared in the foundation of why we're here was clear. On this white mirror archetype creed, is my honor to read me to you. I hold definitely to my heart this creed, as well as my signature, as well as my truth, my truth and who I've evolved into. So please, let me take a breath and let me calm down these cheeks. Okay, I am the yogini, coded by the white mirror. 18 is my number. I dwell in the state of undistracted meditation, beyond word, thought, and deed, seated in my heart cave. I am the reflection of the endless dream. I hold the key to the mirror universes, the mirror dimensions 8 through 13 of the cosmic universe that mirrors this one. I am the meditation of empty bliss. The wall of my cave is my view into the universe, supreme in my yogic powers. I exemplify self-transcendence into the noosphere. For I am the evolutionary forerunner, surrounded by the rainbow aura, product of my inner self transmutation. I manifest signs of supernormal powers, Ashe. Only that the way be made clear for all beings. An orb to my right glows in its own light, the result of pre-existing luminosity. Above my head appears the mandala of primordial self-perfection, a sign that we may all attain the way of infinite light. To know me is to know that practice alone brings knowledge, and wisdom. I got goosies. Ashe. Ashe. And Asheo. Much gratitude, much gratitude, much gratitude, much gratitude. Whew. So now prepare ourselves for the announcements, and we will return shortly with some more treats for you all. Peace and love and wholeness. Daily awake, I am today. Daily acknowledges the act of God empowering me to breathe. Represents more time to live, move, and have my being. Amazing I am shows the wonders of light shining on my face. Healed from afflictions, distractions, and manipulations of this world. Strong I am today as the sun shines, wind blows and rain falls, reminding me to stand each test time. Wise I am today to see the truth at face value and walk with confidence, knowing.
touch of weed. Deadly plasma. That touch of weed. Deadly plasma. That touch of weed. Deadly plasma. That touch of weed. Deadly plasma.
Today, daily acknowledges the act of God empowering me to breathe. Represents
Can't hear me. Okay, you should hear me now. Turn my mic on. You should hear me now. All is well, all is well. Much gratitude. I hope y'all governed yourselves and took some notes and wrote down some important dates because we look forward to seeing y'all at the summer retreat in Hampton, Virginia. We look forward to seeing you Sunday evening, okay, for our melanin frequency vigil. We look forward to seeing those of you who have signed up for the 13 tone class. And we definitely look forward to you visiting the Meta Shop, okay? Get you some fine stones that we have on display. I hope y'all can see mine. You know, that Orisha Stone has so graciously partnered with us in building all that it is that we're doing for MIMEC, which is for us. Ashe, Ashe, and Asheo. So now we've come to that time and space in bringing into us our very own moon goddess Ambrosia, the fifth force oracle, Kin 181. She is 100, the red crystal dragon. And when I tell you this woman crystallizes, she crystallizes. Ashe, she is a priestess initiate of the mimic priesthood, and is my honor to be with her during this journey as she has been with me through my journey to support all that we are doing here in MIMIC. We definitely are grateful that she showed up for herself and showed up for the universe as the red crystal dragon, the primordial force, the mother of all. As High Priestess calls her, TAF, telepathic AF, as Big Mama, you know, all the dragons, because they start the whole kin functions. I like to say it like that. I'll say it like that. They're the first archetype of all 20. So give thanks to you, Moon Goddess. Y'all, we got her live in the space. That part right there. So y'all give it up for her in the chat. And thank you again for allowing me this time and space to be with us this dawn, and especially you, Ken 38, Brother Akil. Thank you. He's normally the one hosting, and he gave it up for me today. Much gratitude. Peace and love, y'all. I yield the mic. Come on through, sis.
Peace, peace.
Take us away into the space.
Ashe. Yes, happy galactic return, Priestess Moot. I definitely want to. I wish I could just give you one of them big old hugs right now
Come
because
on, let's do it. Let's
you
do it.
have. I just love seeing how much you have grown and evolved, and everything that you do. Being a priestess, I definitely appreciate all that you do. Especially, look, your artistry. Okay, that mental magic that you embody. Okay, you be coming through.
I
Yes,
say much
I love you.
gratitude.
I love you, and I
I love you
appreciate
too.
you.
Peace and love.
Yes, everybody, if you have not done so already, definitely shout her out. It is her galactic return. And so I also want to give gratitude to Brother Akil and thank you for opening the space for Priestess Moot to share and open us up for the session today. So much love to you for all that you do and your dedication to getting us started on our you be coming through getting us started on the sessions as well. So gratitude, Brother Akil, and definitely High Priestess Mayat for having the platform. Like listen, I'm excited for her to come up here to drop her gems because, for her to set up, these frequencies and, dropping, just everything that she brings for us to tap into. I definitely appreciate her vision for having the vision and also coming through with the call, answering the call. And so she's definitely been a great mentor for me, in my journey of evolution. So, shout out to her and all of us, all of us here, sharing in the mission of MIMEC. And so, I'm ready to get into this oracle reading for us on this plasma. Y'all ready? I'm ready. And I'm definitely excited because I am here and live in the flesh. So let's get to it. Let's get to it. All right. So what I like to do for us to come into the oracle reading is to get into the mindset of a synchronaut. And, I do want to just share a little bit about what this perspective is. It's just like imagining yourself being in a car. Like we embody this divine synergy within us. And our physical body is that car that's helping us to move and navigate through these different cycles that we are evolving through. So the mindset of a synchronaut is basically seeing ourselves from that perspective, like we are the astronaut or the driver of our physical vessel. And Liz, I'm happy my voice is back too. I still have a little cough here and there, but yes, my voice is coming back and I'm thankful. So thank you, Ashe. So yes, so this mindset of a synchronaut is recognizing that we are, this living expression, the living expression of your kin, the kinergy that you incarnated with on the day you were born. And so even though we embody all 260 kin, are the kin that we come into, like for me, kin 181, that's our specialty. And I love that our priestess acknowledges that we embody all of them, but our kin is our specialty. So with the mindset of a synchronaut, where we remember that we are divine expressions of that, it also helps us to recall and come into the remembrance of our divine purpose. Why are we here? Why do we embody our kin in this lifetime? And so when we tap into that, we get to consciously create with the creative essence that we embody and fulfill our soul's mission in all spaces of time. And so that's what the mindset of a synchronaut is, really tapping in and honing in onto the kin that we embody, our magic, coming into the that true divine reflection of who we are. We are all different expressions of the Most High. So, it's time to tap in, lock into that. And so particularly on this heptad, I would love for us to focus in on, again, coming into the realization, making it real, setting that intention to be living expressions of our kin, and moving into remembering what our purpose is. So throughout this whole heptad, we'd have heard Priestess Moot talk about what the red heptad was about, initiating that new knowledge. So That's what we're going to do on this plasma with this oracle reading. And so for us to tap into that, I would love to invite all of you to speak your personal affirmation. So as you're speaking it, allow yourself to, really take it serious, not the serious SIRIS. I misspelled it. SIRIUS. Okay. So we're going to take it serious. Okay. So when you tap into that, allow your feelings to, sit in your feelings, pay attention to the thoughts that comes up. As you say your affirmation, pay attention to what stands out. And so we're going to do this by saying, as a living expression of, then you're going to say your kin number, your kin name, and then move into your signature affirmation. So please join me in stating our affirmations as I state mine. Because again, we are in the year of unity. So we are harmonizing with our own kin and also harmonizing with each other. Ashe? All right. So let's go ahead and get into it. As a living expression of Kin 181, the red crystal dragon, I dedicate in order to nurture, universalizing being. I seal the input of birth with the crystal tone of cooperation. I am guided by the power of space. Ashe, Ashe, and Ashe-yo. And so I also want to throw in this. I want you to repeat after me. Say, I am a living expression of Kin 181, or, say your kin number, a divine expression of divinity. And I am here to remember my divine purpose. Ashe, Ashe, and Ashe-yo. All right, y'all. Y'all ready? All right, so let's get to it here. All right, so the Destiny Kin Oracle, it helps us to tap into our, our divine essence. It helps us to sustain that cosmic energy that we embody, being that we are multidimensional beings. So Priestess Moot even talked about some of the aspects of the Destiny Oracle already. So we have, the soul, the emotions, the mental, the physical, as well as our spirit. And so the Destiny Oracle helps us to bring all of that into alignment, for all of it to cooperate. And that's what synergizes the energy. And so as we do that, we get to radiate our frequency and just our beingness, the way that we connect with other people, as well as, beyond and, all the way out to the universe and beyond. Okay. So it's really profound for us to tap into this frequency. And so just real quick, I'm not going to spend too much time on this one. I'm just showing you the Oracle board so that you can see the basic template for all of the archetypes. So technically what you would do is you will look at the Oracle board, find your archetype or solar seal in the center, and then you'll be able to identify the archetypes that are a part of your Destiny Oracle. So being that we're on the white mirror, I got the arrow showing you where the white mirror is. We got the dragon, the star, the knight, and the wizards all in this Destiny Oracle. And so the archetype that sits in the spirit guide position, if you look at the Oracle board, you will see that those are blank. And that is because it will depend on the galactic tone of that particular archetype. So that is how we got to having the white wizard as the spirit guide for the white solar mirror. Ashe? All right, so we're going to go ahead and move into getting into the focus of Kin 178. And so remember, the white dog wave spell is, I like to look at the wave spells as different missions. The Zokin calendar helps us to complete different stages of the creation process, or tapping into our cosmic remembrance. And so the mission for this wave spell is to tap into the power of our heart, which is being in that, having that love frequency, being in that love frequency, and also staying loyal to it, so that when we're communicating with love, with loyalty, and doing it from the space of doing it from having the breath of spirit within our body. You know what I'm saying? So it's like being very intentional about how we are expressing what's in our soul by staying in communication with spirit, with, you know, the most high, your higher self, however you want to name, you know, what's actually helping you to operate in divine frequencies. Okay. And so that is the mission of all of the 13 archetypes within this wave spell. And so particularly how the white solar mirror shows up to assist in this process. I'm going to make it a little bit bigger here. We can look at the significance of every aspect of its name. So just like with everything has a meaning. It has some type of significance to it. And so the white, just like with the heptads, according to the cosmology, it says humility refines meditation. But I like to think of being unpretentious. So that is saying, like, you know, I'm not going to, basically it's just saying that we're going to be honest about who we are and where we are right here and right now, you know, allowing ourselves to move beyond the ego so that we can refine ourselves, you know, because we're going into the blue heptad of refining how we conduct ourselves. We have to also move into a meditative state, go into that meditation so that we can reflect, so we can make sure we're staying in alignment with spirit and not allowing our ego to, you know, deter us from what our whole mission is. And so when we look at the fact that the archetype is the mirror, or known as the yogi and the yogini, this is the power of us tapping into the endlessness. You know, it's just like being in one of those, like being at a fair and you go into one of those mirror rooms. You know, everywhere you turn is a reflection, right? And so in order to reflect your divine frequency or the divinity that you embody, it takes for us to do it in a divine order. Okay, so that is what you know, that's why we want to get into the meditation, you know, so we can really figure out what steps do I need to take to reflect my divinity. And honestly, it's not really that hard. It's mainly just us staying focused and not allowing ourselves to be fragmented in the way that we're thinking and the way that we see ourselves in the mirror. And so, you know, that is the creative essence of the white mirrors. So then when we bring in the galactic tone, that's the vibration, that's the movement. That's when the creative essence starts to, like, all right, we about to do some things, right? So that's like that life force energy within us that's going back to us pulsing. So that solar tone is about getting in tune with the pulse. So just like you can feel the pulse in your wrist, you can feel your heart beating, you know, your intentions for how you want to reflect yourself should be, you know, it'll be showing up. And so when you bring awareness to that, then you become, you know, you start to realize, you're like, you know what, I do, you know, I really do this, right? And so then we also can recognize it from, you know, knowing what our intentions is, we can realize how we want to, you know, do things, you know, the order of it. And so the remix of this, it states, as we pulse in our heart space, or we're pulsing it from our heart space in order to reflect. So we have to connect to our hearts. So when we connect with our heart, we get to reflect the divine spirit that we embody. And then by doing so, we realize the order that we should be, you know, that we can operate from. So through that, we seal that ability to self-regulate this matrix, our physical body, all the endless mirrors and reflections, with that solar tone of intention. So honestly, it's just like, you know, when you put out an intention and you start moving in that frequency, those synchronicities are going to show up. And so we are guided by the power of timelessness. This power of timelessness. And, you know, this, honestly, I feel like this is a key thing to pay attention to, because we can have a focus, but if we don't know what direction that we're going in, sometimes, we could just be all over the place. So we're being guided by the power of timelessness, that power of being open, being receptive, being open to receive new insights of how to reflect the divine order. Ashe? All right. So I kind of went in a little bit on that one. So let me go ahead and move forward so we can see how the oracle reading helps us as a tool to navigate in, staying whole, so that we're not operating from fragmentation. And so one thing I like to mention is that the frequency that we're focused on this plasma is that of the solar tone. So it asks the solar tone question is, how do I attain my purpose? So if we know that we are living expressions of our Kenergy, this Kin 178 is asking us, okay, how do you attain your purpose then? How are we going to attain our purpose? And, just a quick, note, I do want to shout out Brother Akil for, it's funny because how Priestess had mentioned it before of how Brother Akil always mentioned how each kin is like it's like a counselor or, somebody that's there to advise us in the next steps. So that's why we're focusing on Kin 178, and it's asking us the question like, okay, how do you attain your purpose? You know that you are Kin 178 or Kin 181, or you are Kin whatever. How are you going to reflect that? So the Destiny Oracle is guiding us through that reflection, telling us to, so we're going to talk about the first one, the fact that we're being guided by the White Solar Wizard. So being that we're focused on reflecting the order, and I apologize, this should say realizes receptivity. So as we're being guided to realize how receptive we are, receptive we are. So that means, sit in that timeless space. You're not allowing the time and dates to interfere with you getting that clarity. Don't let your ego, get all tangled up in the timing of things. Is guiding us to take some time out today to reflect. Ashe? Ooh, y'all hear that? Take some time out today to reflect. Ashe? And so as we do that, I'm kind of going to jump to the end goal of, why we're using the Destiny Oracle through what is known as the fifth force. The fifth force for Kin 178 is the yellow lunar seed. And so the end goal is to realize our awareness, stabilize our awareness. Okay, so, when we sit down and reflect, take that time out, we're not moving all over the place. We get to bring some stability to what we're aware of. And that helps us to target what we aim to flower. Okay, so we get to, look at the different challenges in accomplishing, reflecting our divine order. And we're doing that so that we can endure that process of generating our Kenergy to reflect it. Okay, so that's the end goal of it. And so to initiate that process, we can look at the physical body, which is the red solar dragon. And so this is why I, do it in the order of the red, white, blue, and yellow most of the time, you know what I'm saying? Because it shows us that process, each step to take. And so when we focus on the physical aspect, that is encouraging us to look in the mirror. That means, you could physically look at a literal mirror, look at yourself in the mirror first, because it's important to start with self and realize who you are being. Are you nurturing the birth of who you are? Are you moving in that frequency and exploring the spaces around you as your divine self? Look in the mirror and realize who you are being. And through you looking in the mirror, you also get to realize how you want to reflect your divinity. So you'll even recognize like some things that some ways that you make, the way that you think about things, is that in alignment with how you want to reflect your divinity. So the goal is to nurture the birth of who we are. And so another aspect to do it is after you finish looking in the mirror at yourself, start exploring and looking at the other mirrors around you, because everything is a reflection. Everything is a reflection, and it's because it's reflecting back to you how you're perceiving things, what emotions you're feeling and experiencing. So when you realize who you are being, that also helps you to realize who you are being when you are navigating in the spaces around you and connecting with other people. Okay, so I shade to that. So that's what's going to initiate us in, reflecting on the order of how we want to operate. So then we're going to jump down to the emotional body. The emotional body, we have the blue overtone night. And the emotional body is where we get the fuel to take action. It's energy and motion. I want to encourage us to not just think of emotions as just like sad, happy, etc. You know what I'm saying? Like, because that sometimes can get us. I can at least just speak for myself. Sometimes if I focus too much on my emotions, I could get stuck into that feeling and not use it for what it's, not use it for why I'm experiencing it. We want to move beyond being in our feelings and taking that energy as a creative motivation. It's actually meant to inspire us. And this is going to show us how, especially when it comes to us having the blue overtone night here. So when we're in our feelings, it's encouraging us to command our intuition. So that means whatever you're in your feelings about, when it comes to whatever you're reflecting on, how you're being, you'll start to notice certain thoughts coming to mind, because the blue also connects with the mental body, which is dope. So this is like an emotional, mental kind of frequency that we're tapping into with the emotional body. And so the goal is to command your intuition, pay attention to what you're feeling and look at the dreams that you have or that's coming to mind about what you want to experience or what you want reflected in your experience, because that's you tapping into your divine abundance. So if you don't like being in certain environments, is not nurturing who you are being or how it's how you show up in your divinity, what environments will help you to nurture that and cultivate that? That is, that where the dreaming starts to come in at, and that's showing you where your abundance is at. So our emotions is very, very, very powerful. So I encourage you to reflect and tap in. Give yourself the time to feel your feels, okay? Because it's showing you your abundance. And so last but not least, on the left is our mental body, which the mental body represents the challenges. The mental body is challenging our soul to remember, basically, right? So, the way that we're perceiving things, we get all these thoughts, memories, and etc. We get all these things coming into our minds, and sometimes, we don't know what to do with it. So that's why it becomes a challenge. And so let me move myself from the camera here so you can see this down at the bottom. I got a little compass down at the bottom left. If you haven't seen it before, it's right here. So that the soul and the mental body, their relationship is to strengthen our focus. So that's why we go through different challenges, because also from those challenges, we get to come into our gifts. So, if you have a challenge in, showing up in how you want to be divine in certain environments, is presenting you with the opportunity to tap into your gifts. So it's like, okay, if I'm a nurturer, how can I nurture myself right here and right now? How can I nurture others in my environments and show up as myself? If you're a mirror, how can I reflect what order do I want to reflect and how I want to reflect the order? You know what I'm saying? So, this is how you can relate your kinergy to the kin of this plasma. And so now going to the fact that we have the yellow solar star, the yellow solar star, it's kind of like a tongue twister in the mental body. It is challenging us to remember the art of who we are. We are art. We not only create art, we are art. You know what I'm saying? So when we tap into the fact that we are artists and our artistry, we can look at, okay, I realize who I am and who I want to be. I'm commanding my intuition to show me my divine abundance. All right, now let me tap into the elegance now. Let me tap into the gracefulness of practicing the art. With art is something that you cannot rush sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Like, you really just got to tap into your creative essence. You don't know when, where, or how it's going to turn out until you do it. So you got to get into the practice. And getting into the practice is what's going to help us to realize it. Not only become aware of it, but also to make it real. Okay, so that is what's challenging us in that emotional body. In our focus today on this plasma to show up in our divine reflections. And so with that, I'm basically going to conclude the oracle reading with that. And may that you all got some good and dope, profound and amazing gems from this oracle reading. And if not, you can always come back to the replays to tap in, because sometimes I get it. We might be a little busy driving things, and we don't give we got to give ourselves that space to tap in. So definitely make sure to check out the replay. Ask us any questions. Reach out if you need anything, you want some clarity on something. I have my contact information up here if you want to get your own readings. Or you just want to ask me any, you got some questions about something. Here's my contact information. And so with that, I love y'all. I appreciate you. Thank you for holding space. Thank you for co-creating with me and all of MIMEC. Thank you for just being who you are, being the art of you. And with that, I will talk to you all later. You all stay peace, be light, and enjoy your creations. I will be in the chat because I'm already lit. Look, Kim 178 got me lit, so I'm looking forward to High Priestess. I'm about to go get some water, come back, put my seatbelt on, I already got my pen and notebook out here, so I'm ready. Y'all ready? Y'all ready? All right, y'all. I'm about to pass it back to Kim 178 so she can bring in our very own High Priestess, and I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.
Peace, much gratitude to you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that oracle reading. Much love, much love. All right, y'all. We have heard that oracle reading. I know you took some notes because I did. I got my journal. I got my journal out and I'm taking my notes. Ashe, so I can continue to do just that, what we've heard all dawning long. So now we've come to the truth of the matters in do you love your reflection, this plasma, bringing all that plethora of knowledge from our high priestess, Ma'at and Makaru Amen, who has that cosmic knowledge and that spiritual wisdom to deliver just what us need, this plasma. Ashe, she's more than just our spiritual leader, our visionary leader. She definitely knows how to harmonize throughout every single thing that she does. Even when there's chaos around, she's that galactic tone, because the galactic tone of integrity harmonizes. I'm happy to use her, and yeah, I said I use her to help me harmonize throughout all the challenges, that I face. She definitely holds true to who she is, who she's come into existence to be. So my hope is that you all can show honor and gratitude as well as you continue to show up, as you continue to support each and every single one of our sessions, every single one of the events, because there's a lot of power and love and truth and healing that goes on every single time we have the opportunity to come together. So y'all give it up for High Priestess in the chat. Y'all ready for this?
Amen. The High Priestess, the Mimic who pulled me in. Amen. The High Priestess, the Mimic who pulled me in. It's time we come together to raise our consciousness. Mark Dr. Wu Amen. The high priestess, the mimic who pulled me in. Mark Dr. Wu Amen. Mark Dr. Wu Amen. The high priestess, the mimic who pulled me in. Mark Dr. Wu Amen. It's time we come together to raise our consciousness.
All right. Great dawning, everyone. Am I being heard?
Yes, you are, goddess. Take us all the way away.
All right. So give thanks, everyone. And welcome again to Aligning with the Cycles. And I got to give a big shout out to Ken 178, Priestess Moot Ma'at Nefer Habibullah for coming through. I don't know how she got Ken 38 to, make way so she can come through on her galactic return to be the hostess. I'm already hyped. Yep, Moon Goddess, I'm already hyped. Y'all got me hyped, right? So right? So yes, I am so honored to be here, and definitely I gotta just give honor and thanks to Priestess Moot for all she does. It has just been an excellent walk with her, and she's my sister for real. From the start, right? It's like she knew, right? We just real quick, I know I be telling stories, right? But I'm gonna tell a real quick story, if I may. It's a galactic return. So can I tell a little story, right? Just a little bit, right? When we met, we had an event at the beach, and I be, it's just, I'm the wind. So I'm like, they say all over the place, I say everywhere, but whatever, choose whatever, right? So we go, and we were supposed to have all this stuff, I was supposed to have this water, I was supposed to have, I don't know, a whole bunch of stuff. So anyway, I didn't have it. And then, because what had happened, right? I don't want to talk about why I didn't have it, but Princess Moot showed up. She came with she had a cart, and it had the water. She had set the water out 3 days and let it hit the sun and the moonlight and everything, right? And then she had the vessels that these beautiful vessels that we were going to go and take down to the water on the beach and everything. And so I'm looking at her like, and I said, this is who I've been looking for. Because I had a vision, some years ago about someone who's going to come and walk with me and, whatever. And I didn't know who it was until she showed up. And I said, that's her. So that is Priestess Moot Ma'at Nefer Habibullah, right? That's what she do. And, she be fussing at me too, but whatever, we get over it. And so I just love her. So I definitely had to say that. And then, yes, Moon Goddess Ambrosia, thank you for that oracle reading. You're going to see that TAF is about to come out in a minute, right? When I talk about what I'm gonna talk about, I said, this girl, I tell you, she just too much, right? She too much. It's gonna come out. You gonna see, right? So Ashe. Oh, yes. I'm looking at the chat and give thanks. We got Dr. Kia Pruitt in the house. All right now. Okay, I feel special. I feel real special, right? So give thanks. Thank you for joining us. Let me see. Dr. Kia Pruitt is I forget the kin number, but I know she's a white overtone world bridger. Yes. So welcome to the space. All right. So let's get into it. Let's talk about what that is. What kin number is that? Moon Goddess, somebody tell me. I don't have it right on top of my head. The kin number, the white overtone world bridger. All right. So, oh girl, look at these slides. See, Priestess Moot is the one who does these slides. Like she knows I don't look at them before I get up here. So I'll just be sitting up here like, ooh, look at this. Okay. All right. So let's get into it. All right. So this is what we're going to 226. Oh, okay. Sister Zykia is 226. All right. I see you, Chief BlackRock 203. Welcome. Yes. All right. So let's get into it. I can move the slides. I can move them. All right. So we are here on Kim 178, as we know, the white solar mirror that says, we pulse in order to reflect, realizing order. We seal the matrix of endlessness with a solar tone of intention, and we are guided by the power of timelessness. So let's get into it. So let's talk about where we are in this cycle, right? Let me go back here, right? So as you know, I know we have a couple of new folks here. Shout out in the chat, Sister Grace, Mama Yay. I know that's redundant, right? But Yay, welcome, welcome, right? And so we are here now. What you see on the far, let's go to the far left side. On the left side, what you see is what our ancestors left, right? It's a wheel within a wheel, and then there's a lever on the side. And this is how they kept time. This is how they held on, and they kept time. What you see in that big wheel, those are the 20 archetypes, right? Archetypes are like deities, Orisha, Netaru, Aboson, us, right? These are their solar seals, and we each came in as one of those, right? But before we choose the 20, we got to align it with the 13, right? And we all know that 13 is that feminine number because it takes 13 days for an egg to mature. And on the 14th day, it is released, right? So that inner wheel, those are the 13 tones. Those are like roles or functions, right? And so let's go to the far right-hand side, right? What we see on the far right-hand side is and this is called that right there, that wheel is called a calendar, right? It's not called a calendar, it's called the Zokin. And that is what they use, one of the calendars that our Olmec, Maya, Aztec ancestors used, right? To keep time. Now, the Zokin in particular is the one that they say is the most sacred of these calendars. And I'll tell you why in a minute, right? And we heard this in the beginning. When you go to the far right-hand side, what you see is a flat layout, a two-dimensional model. Why is it two-dimensional, right? Because it allows us an entry point into the programming that we have had, right? That looks at things in this two-dimensional space. I know people say three-dimensional or third-dimensional. My perspective is really two: up, down, left, right, side to side, back and forth, right? Not from an observer, which would give you a third dimension, right? So this model allows you in, and then once you in, you like, oh, I remember all the dimensions. I don't know how they're endless. Right. And so this one has all 260 of the archetypes, and they call this the 260 expressions of the creator, in which we each came in as one of those expressions. Right. And so what we have in the center is a perspective of how we can move through these cycles or these spirals. The first one is a new birth and a new being. The second one is once you have that new birth and that new being, you go through that same prophecy, right? When somebody says, hey, this person is going to come in as this, then they're going to go through a period of death. They're going to surrender to death, but it's not really death, right? It's the surrendering over. Death, dying to the false self. Then they get resurrected, and then they come out with the influence in their universe, right? Then we go into this cycle where we attune those frequencies, right? We just, it's a tuning for us as divine beings on earth, as God beings on earth. We start to tune in those frequencies, right? And go through, and how does a god, a goddess, a divine being, a cosmic being on earth tune up? Well, shoot, we got to go through portals and everything. We got to go through the core. We got to do a whole bunch of things. So we go through 10 past portals and 10 future portals just to get us in attunement with the, not the lower form, the slower form, right? This is slower, not lower. If we go through our lives speaking about our physical experiences and our physical endeavors, it's just a tweak that might, and can't hurt, might help, right? And saying that it's lower, then we may not, I'm not saying it's a absolute, be able to experience everything that we want to, because we are now looking at this physical experience as something that's less than, right? We want to make everything the same way in every dimension, in every space, in any, it doesn't matter if it is etheric or physical, right? We're the same thing everywhere we are. In every place that we exist, even in each other's minds, right? We're going to get to the point where it's not, we're not going to be able to exist in somebody else's mind in a false perception, right? And vice versa. Nobody else is going to be able to exist in our minds in a false perception. It's going to be the truth. Right. And we're going to be talking about that today, right? Because what's the mirror? The mirror is the sword of truth. Right. So we want to make everything the same thing. Right. Dream spaces. I've been on here and I've talked about, the lucid dreaming spaces where, you are the same as you are. You have consciousness in those spaces. You can't have no sleep paralysis. Can't nothing come and hold you down. It's like, that's not about to happen. I'm going to get you, right? Right? So this is where we are, right? And so once we finish tuning our life force by going through those past and those future, past and the future portals, now, in the now, and realizing that the slower form, listen, we can do something with this, right? We can, let's stop being all shook about it, right? That I know that's the program. That's the program that we get, we've been told that, we got to fear everything. We got to be at war. We got to be at conflict. We got to be in deficit. We got to defend everything. Okay, well, been there, done that. Now, what can we do? Who can we become when that's no longer the platform? Remove that platform. Now what we got? Right? I call it divinity dominance. Right? Yep. We melanin dominant, but we also divinity dominant. You want to be divine in every space. Be dominant. Let that be the primary. Now, when I say that, I am not just talking about, walking around with your hands in these mudras and yes, high priestess. Oh, would you like a lily of the field? Now that's some people in their divinity. That's some people, right? But some folks in their divinity are discerners, right? Some are scientists. Some are dreamers, right? So it's not all the same thing, right? And it on and on and on, right? I'm sure people are going to put something in the chat. I'm trying not to look at the chat because y'all going to get me off track, right? You know, whatever. I don't think that's possible. So, right? But I don't want to get distracted, right? So yeah, so when we go through this, right? So now we are in this cycle. We're in cycle 4, as you see, that's highlighted, right? Of completing this evolutionary cycle. And so let's talk about how we go into it. All right. So we start here. This is the space that we're in right now, right? Where we're going through this cycle of evolutionary intelligence, right? Starting with the Earth wave spell, and the Earth deals with evolution, right? Shout out to the red Earths, right? That was where we were yesterday on the galactic Earth. That happens to be my perfect planetary support, right? So we are right. We've gone through this wave spell of the red Earth, and what I always say about when we get into evolution, right, is go time. It's not planning and development. It's not adaptation. It's not, trying to figure it out. We're not trying to analyze it. It's go. All of that stuff has already been considered, done, checked off the list. We got it. And it's just hands off, right? It initiates, it starts to navigate from source, not from your problems, your situations, your circumstances, your karmas, your dramas, and your traumas, right? That's not where it's navigating from, right? It's navigating from source. Evolution starts from source, not from problems. As you evolve, and you evolve as a primary force, understanding that you are primary always, even if you've been like everybody else, right? Including me, got my hand up. Always responding, always looking at what the problem is and using our evolution to fix problems, right? What if existence fixes, or the existence of being a primary, right, then determines the secondaries? And if your existence as a primary says everything look like me, even the illusions, even the delusions, right? It starts tapping you on the shoulder. You're being delusional, right? You know that, right? That's not how it works. Right? Standing firm on being that primary being, even if you don't know everything about it, right? We just talked about being divinity dominant. We may not know yet exactly what it is like to be an awakened being, an infinite being, a cosmic being, a goddess, a god, whatever term you use, in physical form, and operating with each other without having a problem, a situation, a circumstance, the way the world is, what's happening, or whatever, right? Without that being what's in our mind all day, every day. Just think about it. Think about how, okay, here we go. Okay, here we go. All right. All right. Look, I just heard what I was going to say, right? Here we go. All right. So, think about I'm going to call it a day, right? What your day is usually consists of. And you know what? And I'm not, when I get ready to pull the rug, I just always use mine. Let me use I'm not going to use my day now. I'm going to use what it was. Okay, the practice that I had. I have a different practice now, right? So what my day was, definitely I did my rising, I got up, I did my meditation, I did my yoga, I bent around backwards, I put my leg over my head and, did all of that, right? Just so I could survive in the world. Just so I wouldn't pop off. Right? Now, I'm not saying, you know what I'm going to say? In addition to, I'm not saying, is anything wrong with it. I'm not in that space where I, come on, Pat. Let me say it though. Let me say it for y'all go at me, right? Let me say it. I'm not saying don't do it. I'm not saying change it. I'm just giving a perspective of where I always talk about this. Whatever the ability is, where is it coming from? Right? So a lot of what we do is because of the world. It's because we have to respond. And then let me go back to my day, right? How it was. And the evening, same pattern. Right? Is going to resting state to make sure that these mental things are in place. Why? Just so I can wake up again and deal with the world. Right? I'm not saying change that. I'm saying change the perspective. That's all. Change where it's coming from. It's because you're primary and you like doing primary shit. Not so you can deal with somebody. Not so you can. And here's what happens. It removes the resistance. See, I've gone through, I don't know how many years now. It's been a lot that I have 5-6 years of removing resistance. And I know. So just when I thought I had all the resistance gone, there you go again. Right now, I'm not saying everybody got to go through that many years or whatever. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just giving the process. I'm just telling you what it has looked like. And so there's even resistance in some of the things that even some of our divine practices, even in some of our spiritual practices, even in some, you know what I'm saying? They're there too. Why? Because most of it has been built to deal with a secondary existence. I know. I hurt my own feelings, right? It's been there to deal with a secondary existence. The secondary existence that has been presented to us. Right? When we operate as a primary, we're operating in divine dominance. And divinity ain't thinking about no problem first, no problem first, no situations and circumstances first. We're just building up our divine selves. We're honoring, we are giving way to being what we naturally are. Right? And then we turn and look at, okay, what's going on with this relationship? Right? What's going on with all of these situations and circumstances? What's going on with my health? What's going on with finances? You always exist as a primary. You always exist in divine dominance. Right? Not just so you can deal with something. Many of those that have come before us have release their bodies with that. They taught us. These are the people that have taught us. Right? But what are we? Melanated Immortals making evolutionary changes. We're going to evolve. We are evolving this energy and taking it to another level where divinity dominates. And what does that mean? Your natural state of being. You exist on a planet right now, right? On this planet, on planet Earth. And you have the authority. That is where your truth, you want power. That's where it exists, to be like a tree and have the same power and authority that a tree has to be a tree, to keep growing roots. It doesn't matter if you put a concrete, if you leave that thing alone, right? It's going to start pushing up the concrete. It's going to go into the grass. They're going to, underneath, there is a whole network of trees. And they are sending resources back and forth. We exist the same way. I always say this, right? We're probably one of the only species on the planet that doesn't know how to network with itself, or doesn't know its species, or know what its species does. Everybody will have a different answer about what is the function of a human. Right? We're going to have a different answer. Everybody's not going to have the same thing, right? And then we get to decide how we're going to exist. That makes us something different. That's a clue into where we actually come from, because we get to decide. But we also have a natural network that connects, that is interconnected, right? And on here, we've been calling that the mycelium of source tree, right? Or team. I like the team. We might want to say the team, right? That's us. We come from source. We are direct expressions, and this is our lower formation in this physical. And we look good when we look in the mirror. You know, as they say, look at God. That's you. Look in the mirror. Right? Look at each other. I always say this. This is why we keep talking about each other all the time. Because we connected. That's why we always got a problem with somebody. Oh, yeah, child, you know what? That girl. And these people. Wow. Because, again, like I said, we don't be sitting there talking about ants all day. We don't call up our friends. Ooh, child, I can't wait to tell you about this ant hill. Like, you know, because I said I go walking every day, right? Ooh, child, let me tell you about this ant hill I saw. Girl, them ants was tripping. Right? That ain't what we talking about. Girl, I had a conversation with Shanae Sheikah, and I know I'm making up names. Y'all know I'm crazy. Right? So, girl, and she done said some stuff. Why? Because we are connected. It is our natural frequencies. Right? Even when we trying to get rid of, you know, I can't be around them people because them people, they got low vibrational energy. Right? How you know, right? Because you, and I'm talking about me. I said it. I have said it, right? Maybe I recognize low vibrational energy. Okay. So anyway, let me stop. Right? So this is us, right? So we on an evolutionary track. It's time to now just shut down a lot of this stuff. Stop operating on problems and operate in divine authority. You have it. The earth gives it to you. The cosmos gives it to you. You accept it. the what does they say, the man, what's the word I'm looking for, right? You have accepted the contract, right? That's not the word I'm looking for, but that's what I'm gonna use right now, right? And so when you have accepted the mission, that's what I was looking for. I think I heard Moon Goddess talking about that in her oracle reading, right? That this is what you're doing. So let's accept this mission. And we're not accepting the mission from a position of pro-blame. That does not get the primary authority. I know it's hard. Listen, these secondaries be tripping. Right? They be tripping. Like, you know, it be some stuff that's going on. I'm not trying to ignore them. I'm not trying to pretend that it doesn't exist. Right? Again, one of the ways to deal with those things is first deciding that's not your limitation. That's number one. This is not my limitation. This stuff is a trip, but it's not. I'm not limited by this. I'm not limited by what I think about it. I'm not limited by my past experiences with this. Right? I'm not limited by none of it. And so when you make that decision, when you change your mind to think like that, then you say, okay, since I'm not limited, what else is there? Well, there's you as the primary creator of your universe. You get to decide your existence on this planet. And and technically now this is a perspective that we've done it. You know, we've already made that decision before we came here. Right? And then we keep trying to, you know, we get down here, we be like, and then we keep trying to fix it, right? Right? So we're just talking about being in our natural state, right? That is divine dominance. Trees are divine dominant, at least the ones that are still natural. They plant trees. They don't plant, you know, in a way they only plant male trees in certain like if they want to keep the neighborhood looking good, because they don't want to have the fruit on the ground, right? So they may only just plant a few female trees and things like that. But in a natural forest, right, they are divinity dominant. Your grass, even the ones that survive past the Roundup, they're divinity dominant, right? So are we in our natural state, and that's our authority. That's where it is, right? Okay, so we're going through these wave spells, and the wave spell, we went through the earth. I don't know, that earth got me talking. I thought y'all didn't talk that much, right? Okay, so anyway, earth taking over my physical body. Okay, so then the refining. What refines our evolution is the truth that's in our hearts. And that's where we are now in this white dog wave spell, right? Evolution is being, thank y'all. All right. I see y'all. Okay. Thanks for the ashes, right? So that white dog wave spell has us refining. It refines evolution by the truth in the heart. Right. And then we're going to go in and we're going to transform through abundance. And we're going to talk about that. I'm not going to go through all of that. And then finally completing this cycle with cosmic intelligence, because we are now in our natural state and we got some sense about us, right? Because we have taken it on. Right. Let's go. All right. So we're here, as I said before, on this Kim 178. Our white solar mirror, where we pulse in order to reflect. realizing order. We seal the matrix of endlessness with the solar tone of intention, and we are guided by the power of timelessness. And so this is the wave spell that we're in, right? And this is so beautiful, 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 beautiful. All right. And so real quick, we started with the white magnetic dog. We started with the weighing of the heart, the process, right? Why am I saying that? Because the white dog is these first three archetypes are all about process. How do I know that, right? If you look at your archetype and it says, I seal the process of what? We're talking about process. So we're talking about a procession. So I call this like the halls of Ma'at. The weighing of the heart. The white dog is the heart, the power of the heart. And here is the power, right? We had our brother Kepra give us a perspective on how that weighing of the heart process works. You have a feather and you have the heart. Now, of course, the heart is going to be heavier than the feather, but that feather represents spirit. And spirit is always available to balance out the heart. So it doesn't matter what's in that heart space. It don't matter what the problem is, right? Spirit, the true, our divine selves, being divinity dominant, can always bring balance. What do we say? Purpose is more powerful than problems. That's the weighing of the heart. You can say, oh my God, this is going on, this is crazy. Like you're going to go through your thing, right? And then once you get all that out, you say, you know what? Let me calm down for a second. I'm not limited to this. And I know I'm not. Right? Sometimes you might even gotta cuss. Like I say, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes you might just be like, you know what? No. Get this shit out of my way. Nope. I'm not doing it. I'm not fucking doing it. I don't know what to tell you. I'm just not gonna do it. That's just you having a communion. That's your universe. You got these, these frequencies that are all around you that are you too. They're just not this you, right? They're not you in this form, but you got all of this etheric stuff, and it listens to you. As they say, thoughts are things. Right? So create your own things instead of allowing this artificial to be the things. The illusion, as we say when we were talking about that monkey, right? What we say about the illusions, I'll use them. Right? I'll use ions. What we gonna do? And that's the next one, right? 171, right? That comes in and brings that to our attention. Use them, stabilize this thing. Don't be letting all this stuff go crazy. You primary. And you may now, if you this is not a magic pill. Right? I know we getting everybody hyped up on this one. I know I'm good for it. I get you real hype. I get you high. You feel like you've been on a mushroom journey. Oh, High Priestess got me high. Right? And you might go out and, look to apply it to something, and it may not turn out the way you want to. Here's the thing. You have to, when you true to heart, you say, you know what, but I know this is going to work. I know it. I will be divinity dominant. God is dominant. God dominant. Divine being dominant. I will remember that I am primary all day, every day. That purpose is more powerful than problems. And then it's going to show up. I'm talking to you from experience. I'm telling you that it happens that way. Those of you who have been with me for a while, you already know, right? That, I talk about how I used to go into the grocery store and have little statements that I would remember while I'm pumping gas, while I'm doing it. That's how it works until it becomes your primary, right? Okay, I'm gonna speed this up because I'm looking here at the time. But I'm, don't worry, you still get the quality, right? Even though I'm gonna speed it up a little bit. Okay, so the first part is this process, the weighing of the heart, bringing the balance, and then at the end we activate it through our influence, right? Then we go through these next four, right, starting with Kin 173, and these are the outward expressions. This is the outward expression of our destiny, starting with 173. This is the form, that's the prophet, right? The Skywalker. And what is prophecy? Information about your destiny, right? And this is the form of it. The power of, and then the power of the activities that you're going to be in receipt of. That's receptivity, receipt of activities. You get to define how that's going to show up, bringing balance to your vision. And then when we get right in the middle on Kin 176, right, we are in the spirit of this intelligence, of this intellect that is a natural frequency of the heart, right? And then where we were on Plasma with Kin 177, that's evolution coming back, right? You know how us galactic tones are, right? We be coming back in the next wave spell. We like, listen, we be kind of, pushing boundaries and stuff. Like, listen, I got to come back in the next wave spell because I need to make sure everything is harmonized in order. It's holding this integrity. So that's like, so that 177 comes back and say, okay, you see how you can just be it by being your natural self. You can be in harmony with evolution. You got it, right? Being in the mode of when you are, then you're automatically in the mode of synchronizing things. You ain't got to worry about it. I'm the navigator, right? Ain't nothing to do, ain't nothing to say. Right, from source. And this earth is guided by birth, is guided by our incarnation, why we came here. So it's in that position, it's telling us, be true to heart, be primary, and you will automatically be in, you will already be in a position where your evolution is navigating in harmony with all of the experiences that you have on earth as a divine being, right? And then that brings us to 178, where we are on this plasma, right? And so let's break this down. Let's break it down, right? Where we pulse. When I think about a pulse, right? You just put your hand right here, right? I call it active observation, right? We are pulsing in this wave spell of love, of compassion, of loyalty. So what, and then, the mirror is the sword of truth. So as we are pulsing with that, we are actively observing everything that we just talked about, right? In order to reflect it. That's what's showing up. When we talk about the mirror, right? When we were in the mirror wave spell, what do we talk about? We said we want to make sure our ass below look like our ass above. It can't. It's the same thing. Just because it's slower, not lower. We have divine authority on earth. Ask the earth if you do. Just ask. Say, excuse me, earth, and turn around a few times, go put your feet in there, roll around on the grass, do whatever, right? I know I'm making fun. So earth, what's my divine authority? If you haven't already done so, right, you get some pretty good information from the earth, because the earth is supporting everything on it, right? Including us. Even though we come in divine form, we create earths, we create moons and stars and shit, right? Because we do creator shit, right? But when we incarnate in these forms, we still give honor to the planet that we're operating on. Don't call this the, I hear people always talking about oh man, this is what do they call I've heard people say the earth is a shit planet. And I said, shit, y'all crazy. I'm not about to do that. I got to live in when you like the earth to come to your rescue, you in the woods somewhere and you headed into a den of wolves, you calling it a shit planet, but she'll probably still help you. But you may get a much more cooperation if you start cooperating with the planet you come from. Look, you're a divine being. You walk in divinity. How do you operate? Just think about it. Anybody who owns a business, anyone who is, let's say you're in a position of authority, wherever in whatever you do. Right? You might be a teacher, you might be a foreman on construction, you might be whatever it is. How do what do they say? You get more bees with honey than vinegar, right? How do you operate? You go and you say, oh, hey, everybody, how y'all doing? Oh, yeah. Oh, it's so nice out there. Oh, Miss Johnson, girl, you need to stop with them hats. Girl, you look so pretty. And what? Okay. That's how we operate on Earth too. Hey, Earth, and I know we hug the tree. I'm just saying, have a conversation about what your role is on this planet. The Earth know, because they know what the role of the trees are, know what the role of the ocean is, and know the role of all the fish. Right? It's a good question. Good conversation to have, right? All right, now. All right. So what's the truth in our reflection, right? Realizing the order. That's what we just talked about. Making real cosmic order on Earth. You are not less than. You are not in a deficit. Never, no place. I don't care what your problem is. You still not in no deficit. You can say, oh, shit. My bank account in the deficit. I got like 59 cents and a half, right? I can put that half in there, right? You're right. I got a 59 cent and a half. That's right. I'm not in no deficit, right? Right? And you got to pay something today, right? If you go in it from that problem, oh man, it's gonna be. I ain't gonna say it ain't gonna happen, right? But it's a little harder. It's more stressful. You just say, "Hey, yep. Well, this ain't my limit. I show that check come today, though." Right? We're not in a deficit. Never. You're the creator on Earth. Everything out there knows that. Except us, including the Earth. The Earth know it. Come on. Yeah, come on, Zuri. Oh, Shay. Umi Land. Come on, Umi Land. Oh, I love that. We got a book called Umi the Creator. All right. I'll say creator in the flesh. Okay, y'all getting me hyped now. Okay. All right. I saw y'all get everybody on mushrooms, right? All right. So real in order. We on the mushroom trip right now, right? The mycelium of source trip. That's what we doing. I love it. Okay. So we seal the matrix of endlessness. I don't know if I said that right? And so when we talk about matrix, we're talking about mother, right? Mother and matrix, the same thing, right? So that means we're coming from source, the origin of the source of endlessness, right? So that reflection, I like when Moon Goddess was talking about the hall of mirrors, right? It's endless. Your reflection is endless. That's why we say we look the same everywhere. We the same thing. If we're source, if we creator, if we divine beings, we the goddess, we the God, whatever it is, whatever term we use, then we're that everywhere. That's all those mirrors reflect that. We're that in each other. Right? You know, a lot of times we pass these judgments on each other when we recognize someone who may not be in the same level of consciousness. You know why you recognizing that? Because that's who you were some years ago. Or you may be coming into a community or an experience where you may be looked at that way. Be careful. Calling people low vibrational and blah, 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 blah. They're all your reflection. You never in a depth. That's a, like I always say, that's a position of deficit anyway. When you have to judge everything, high, low, good, bad, side to side, right, left, instead of actively being pulsing, actively observing the reflection that's in front of you, right? It sealing in the matrix of endlessness, coming from source in all things, being endless in source, being divine dominant, divinity dominant. Even when you got a bill, they got to be paid. Even when your relationship ain't doing what it's supposed to do, your health, your physical form, right? Keep talking to yourselves and say, listen, I know we can do something different. I know it. You're not going to convince me that we can't. And if I have to tell you every 5 minutes, we are not going to give way to dis-ease. We are not going to give way to bad bacteria, to viruses, to parasites. Fuck parasites. Y'all don't have no authority in this body, in this mind. You know, I know they're supposed to be everywhere. Listen, fuck y'all. No, you will not have no authority over here. No. Right? Some people might be, oh yeah, you know, I gotta wait till I ain't got the $59.99 to get the parasite cleanse or the 300 or whatever. I'm not saying don't get them. Listen, get them. Please do. Please use them. Yes, use everything. But in the moment, let's start with in the right here, right now. What can you do right here, right now? You can talk to your body. You can talk to your cells and say, listen here. Do not give way to these, or if you already given way, do not continue to give way to whatever it is. Don't continue this. Cease and desist. But continue your therapies. Continue, you know, put these things. It's going to make those things work a lot faster. Right? They're going to have, because you're putting thoughts into things. You put the thoughts into the things. You do it. Right? Come on. Right? So with the solar tone of intention. So you are intending. When you intend something, you move towards it. You move towards being divinity dominant. You move towards being endless as source. Like I said, even the way we exist in each other's minds. But the truth about us, not what we want to project, the truth. Always there, right? Being guided by the power of timelessness, right? We are beyond time, right? I heard a way that time was explained that, you know, and we've all heard it, right? It's existing all at once. So we can actively observe it, right? Using it for how we want this reflection to be. Like we say, our ass below looking like our ass above. We have that power, we have that authority. It's not determined by past experiences. Right? Here's an exercise that we can do, right? And I've been practicing this for a moment here. Oh, this is so beautiful. Girl, you need to stop. Don't stop. Oh my God. Anyway. This one with these slides, man. Okay. But here's something that we can practice. You know how you have the auto thoughts that come, and it will. This is how we know. I'm talking about the power of timelessness, right? And sometimes you might remember an event that happened, like something that might have been embarrassing, something that you said wrong, and you was in a room with people, you like, ugh. And you know how it literally carries you back to that time, and you might grimace, so you might be like, oh, and then you stop it. How about reprogramming those thoughts to send you times where you had spontaneous joy and happiness, the events that you experienced as a child, in your teenage years, in your 20s, 30s, 40s, whatever, however, where in earth rotations you've been. And practicing that, let those come as auto thoughts. Right? And so that when you are walking somewhere, you have a spontaneous smile. Because you said, ooh, look at that. I remember when I did. Ooh, that was so much fun. Oh, that was so beautiful. I love the first time I saw Niagara Falls. I saw Victoria Falls. The first time I went to Africa. The first time I went to Mexico. The first time, you see what I'm saying? And a good way to do that is to spend some time, just take some time and just write down all of your moments of joy. And maybe look at that. That's a meditation too. Just keep reading it. And so that is what comes up in your mind. We're changing the world. We're shifting the consciousness. How are we going to shift the consciousness without shifting the consciousness, right? Shift the consciousness. Shift your consciousness. So it doesn't have those auto thoughts. It has auto joy thoughts, auto divinity thoughts, auto, discernment thoughts, whatever it is, right? All right, let's talk about this real quick, right? The mirror channels free will, right? It channels the yellow human. It is literally channeling the freedom of wisdom, wise dominion, and having that influence. That's how these mirrors be reflecting the cosmos. They be channeling, right? The influence of wise dominion. So that's why it's endless. So whatever you thinking about endlessly, right? You're allowing that will to be free to keep looking at those things. Let's let it look like we want it to, not about all the trauma, drama, karma. It can look at something else. If it can look at primary as secondaries, it can look at primaries all day, every day. Let those be primary, right? Let's talk about the way that the mirror does this. The mind of the mirror is the star, and we are witnessing that right here, right now, when we see these slides. All right, coming up from Priestess Ma'at Nefer Habibullah, right? This is the mind. This is a great demonstration of the mind of the mirror, this beauty. Right? This beauty is coming in through the star. The star is the way shower. The star is the artist and deals in beauty and elegance. Right? So the mind of the mirror, right, is the star, is the way shower. Right? And so And the art of being who? You. There's an art to being a divine being on earth. There's an art to being divinity dominant, to being of divine frequency, right? And the way that the mirror does it, right? What moves the mirror is doing that in abundance. Sometimes I don't know how Priestess Mook gets all this stuff done, right? And keeps up with it and keeps track of it. Why? Because the emotional body, the way that the mirror moves is through the blue night, right? The night is abundance. It is the Akashic records. That's one of the reasons why the mirrors, right, are able to reflect the cosmos, because they're using the Akashic records. They're using that blue night to move, right? And that night is putting in the records in real time, right? Because the night is input and they transforming at the same time, right? The dreamer. And they're putting it into our intuition. If we just changed our minds on this session, right? The night is sitting there, well, okay, I got it, and put it in. So that it becomes the natural reflection. And then all culminating into the dragon, the red dragon, right? Big Mama, which is our incarnation, nurturing our being, nurturing who we are being. That's what it all culminates in, that the reflect. That's why we say your ass below looking like your ass above. That's what shows up. That's the physical body of the mirror. Is literally walking incarnation, right? So I think we did a good job on this session of getting everybody hyped, taking us all on a mycelium of sorts trip, and asking the question, do we love our reflection, right? And so it definitely has been my honor and my pleasure. I love y'all. I'm going to go back and listen to this because I missed a lot in the chat. So I have to go back and check out the chat. And I just love. I have a lot of fun up here. It definitely has been my honor and my pleasure. I love y'all, and I will see y'all on the next one. Hotep.
Ooh, yes, much gratitude, High Priestess. Oh, y'all, that's like the best galactic return gift ever. To be in this space, reflecting us, and I could. Moon Goddess said, "I see you vibing." So she was doing the works and everything in the back of the scene for us, but I truly hope y'all see the truth in all that High Priestess has said today, with the creation of the artwork, the slides that I've divined into producing for all of us based on literally all of us. It's the synergy that y'all are putting out, into the universe, that we are putting out into the universe, that just allows me to show my love for us in these slides. So as you continue to join us, let me know how you feeling, how you loving it, because I'm loving it. When High Priestess sends me her slides that needs to be, presented to us, I go in, I meditate on it, I divine in on it, and this is what comes of it. Because AI can't read my mind. However, I can tell AI, just like we command, we set that intention. We initiate the life force. We take on all the aspects of every single kin to do just that. So I love my reflection, and I hope you do too. Love your reflection, because that is what we're looking at right here now on this screen. I give thanks for all the happy galactic returns, for all the amazing words that have been put in the chat. If I didn't touch back at you to say give thanks to you one-on-one, trust and know my love is real, is true and genuine to us all. I just want you to enjoy your creation. This plasma. Oh, I wanted to also mention, okay, so High Priestess and Moon Goddess, and I believe I did share it in the beginning, okay? Using the journal, using the calendar, all right? Not only is it helping us all to raise up, but the solar seals in and of themselves help us to begin to understand, okay, who we are ourselves. Then we begin to activate through the portals to help us recognize in divine timing. Okay, so all of what we've been talking about today, timelessness, okay, understanding, recognizing, then we follow that Zocan cycle to help us put the force into what we're saying, the command or the demand on the flow of how we want things to happen. All right, then we get to shift the world, shift the consciousness, shift the earth, okay, everything into a level of synchronicity, which is what we do studying the cosmology. And so therefore we all get to that place where we can, you know, form a reaction like we've done, elevating, evolving together, that in Lakesh, that Alakim, walking in one breath, walking in one mind, walking in one soul, as we are one of each other. Ashe. I love us. I really do. I love each and every single one of us. So I'm going to close us out with something a little different, because High Priestess said something that totally spoke into why we're here. Ashe, why we're here. We are here as one. So peace and love to us all. Enjoy your plasmas.
Rise up. We are one melanated.